Thank you for joining us for today's post-game press conference for after Long Beach State's 77-58 win over Cal Poly. We'll open things up with a statement from head coach Dan Monson, and then open it up for questions. When you're ready, Coach.
Well, I'm proud of our guys because we've had a pretty intense fundamental week of just getting back to the basics defensively. And, we're missing our two leading scorers. And, we didn't let that detour from the fact that for us to be competitive in this league, for us to have the year we want to have, we've got to address the defensive issues that we've been having, and that was the first Division I team we've kept under 60 points, which is our goal every game. And we did it, pretty convincingly. I think they got 12 points in the last 2 minutes, when we had three 5-men in there trying to chase them around. So, I'm proud of our guys because, again, they were coachable this week. We made steps, and, we know that's not a top team in the league, but we also know that Hawaii is. So, that was our midterm for the week, and we have a final test on Saturday that we know will be a lot more difficult than the midterm was. And I think our guys are excited to go out and prove that they can do that, on a more consistent basis. But there was definitely a different tone to our defense, a different attitude, and just a different effort.
Coach, in terms of X's and O's, did you change the defensive strategy at all because of missing, Joel and Marcus?
No, and like I said, it was a team issue. Well, we can blame offensive things on missing those guys because they're our leading scorers. I didn't say they're our leading defenders, and it's the defensive end is all about, I say it's easy to tell guys that are selfish on offense. Everybody, my mom can tell you that. But defensively, we were just not in sync as a group, and it didn't matter, if you're going to focus on it. It was a good game, not to have people because it's all about our principles and staying within what we're trying to do. And I really thought our guys made a big jump today, but we'll see on Saturday.
Hey, Coach, Abubacar made a name for himself last year as a rebounder, but tonight he seemed to show himself as a ball handler, a passer, a lot of different things.
Well, how about his 3-point shooter? I mean, we shoot half court. We tell him before every game we're going to prepare him for everything. So the last thing we do is we shoot a half court shot just in case. And we've had 3 games that have come down to that kind of shot, and he's the worst I've ever seen. In all my years, he finally made one. Well, today there was about a half quarter he did against zone offense. So I thought that was good coaching. I told him, I said, let's just pass the ball around the perimeter for as long as we can, and then fake like we're going to turn it over and come, because I knew they wouldn't guard him out there that deep. And I said, I just liked that shot for him.
Kadir, talk about being able to push the ball while also being one of the best rebounders in the conference. There's not a lot of guys out there in the nation who can move the ball up the floor like you do while still being a force in the paint.
First of all, I got recruited as a guard, as a big. So
true.
Now
I don't know if the rest of it's gonna be true, but so far so good.
Yeah, but I've been playing as a guard before in high school, and then came here. The team needed someone who would be able to grab a rebound, which was one of our issues last year. So as a freshman, when you come here, you go to college, all you want is play, and then when they give you an opportunity to play, even if it's not what you want to do, you have to take it. Jump on every opportunity and do what you can do, But I still had that guard mentality on me. But we had a team where we got a lot of guys who do that probably better than me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm good at rebounding. And as long as we don't need that, I don't know why I should do that. You know. And we lost 2 of our best scorers, as our coach said. So, and then we were talking about that the whole week. We all have to step up, but always in the way to make the team great, So that's what I have to do.
Yeah, Coach, did you tell him that he was going to have to handle the ball a little bit more? Or was that just kind of coming in the flow of the game?
No, he's not very cool. He does that on his own. We talked about how we all had to move the ball into more simple plays, and Kadir is fundamentally. I mean, he is a guard, and I think he's really hard in the open court as long as he slows down and stops on two feet with two hands and doesn't try to do gets in there and doesn't charge or that kind of thing. I mean, I'm great with that. It's when he tries to do too much, and I think that happened with Tone some today. They get in there and just the experience of slowing down when they're sped up, and that was a really good game for Tone to because he'll get to watch that tomorrow, and I think he's not your backup now that's coming in to try to speed the game up. He's your starter that's trying to control the game from start to finish, and he's done it his whole life. He's a true point guard. Joel Murray has not done that his whole life, and Tone's going to get better and better now as his role has changed because it's more the role he was used to before. I just felt like he was pressing a little bit too much today and trying to do too much, and that's when he gets into trouble when they try to do too much. And I told them before the game, all of them, we're not going to replace those guys with individuals. We have to replace them as a team. But everybody needs to get things more simple instead of more difficult. And Kadir did a great job of that today. Of when he got in the open court, he just kept it really simple. And he's probably had, I'd say, 15 assists in the last 3 or 4 games. I mean, he's really he and Brazil are really playing off each other well in there, and Brazil's catching the ball so much better and so much more comfortable. Our best basketball is ahead, whether when those guys get back or don't get back or whatever we have. If we can defend like we did today and keep improving on that, we have a lot of ways offensively. Like I said, our 2 leading scorers are out, and we had 70 some points with 6 minutes left in that game, when we started subbing. So, I'm not worried about the offensive end. They've been worried about it, and that's been our problem. But this week they weren't worried about it, and they went out today and showed that.
Tone, Kadir talked about stepping up in your first year when you get an opportunity. What did you think about the opportunity to kind of come in, get your first start, and get your feet wet and controlling the game, like Coach said?
Just my first thing was just to get a W. Coach been really, preaching, wait your turn. You just got to get through the year. And unfortunately, losing Joe, that was tough for us. But he pulled me in the office, told me we don't gotta wait till next year. We gotta go right now. And so there's obviously a lot to fill in that role. But watching Joe and be under Joe for as long as I've been, I got to be able to see one of the best players. I played behind. Like that's a new role for me. So coming in and getting this start, the main thing was just trying to get the W and just everything I've learned from Joe and Coach so far.
Talk about the balanced offense. Was that something you really wanted, or kind of like the way he took the ball into the open court? Did that just kind of come in the flow?
Yeah, that's always been kind of my type of game. I always feel like let's run. They call me 5 seconds, so if I could get down there and just run and like Coach said, obviously I gotta clean up the 5 turnovers. And that's, like I said, coming with the experience and more games playing in this role. But definitely just try and get out open floor, get the ball moving, let Kadir and some of these guys be athletes like AJ. They can run just as good as me. So try and get up early and have them run is, I know, a big strength for our team.
Yeah, back to the defense. This isn't even a question. It looked like Jadon Jones had a really fun time guarding Chance Hunter tonight.
Okay.
Does anybody have a comment on that?
I do.
At the free throw line, so I had them talking bad to each other and stuff. So I mean,
did that spark the defense? Did you feel that energy?
Yeah.
When you have like old guys who were here before and then come here and then talking bad about the team, like, oh, you're trash and stuff, you need to, at some point show him that, it's not what you think,
Yeah.
We were champion last year for a reason.
And our big thing is just having our brothers back. We knew Jadon was here when he was here, and, that was going to be a little personal, and, him trying to get at our coaches and, celebrate with our fans. At the end of the day, it was a pride thing with us that we're not going to let him have his show. coming back home. You know what I mean? So that was our big thing, is not letting our coach down, our brothers down, and people that come out and support us. We ain't want to let them down either. So.
Yeah, Jadon's the one you put on that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a dog.
For sure.
Coach, any update on Joel and Marcus?
I think Marcus, with the sprained ankle, is getting close. He's he's day to day, game to game, but we don't know with Joel. Joel's is a significant injury in his wrist, in his left wrist, and so there's no timeline for him right now.
Okay. And last question, young Monson, get some quality tick tonight. Any comment?
Yeah, he got desperation time there. Tone said he needed a breather, and I looked down, and it was a process of elimination. But I was proud of him. I mean, he's a good team guy. He'll do anything, and he's coachable, except for the behind the back. Tone taught him that turnover.
He's been around me a lot.
Hey man, the way you guys reacted on the bench to him in the game tells me everything I need to know.
We love him. He's an amazing teammate.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.